Hello and welcome back to Upkeep. Today, all of us are playing commanders that were printed at the uncommon rarity, and we're gonna test out whether that equates to less power or can they carry their own just as well with the rare and mythic commanders. Today, I am playing Queza, Augur of Agonies. This deck kind of just wants to draw a lot of cards, and the win con is I'm just hoping to outvalue my opponents and maybe ping them a little bit here and there with my commander. I do have a couple infinite combos in the deck to help close it out in a more timely fashion. However, I'm not running any tutors in the deck, so the only way to assemble that combo is, you guessed it, draw a lot of cards. We'll see how it goes.
Hey guys, Preston here. This week I'm going to be playing Vega the Watcher. This deck is all about playing spells from anywhere besides your hands. We've got Flashback, we've got Foretell, we have Rebound, all those kinds of different things where I'm playing spells that aren't in my hand and getting advantages from that.
Hey, it's Steven here today, and for the episode of Uncommon Commanders, I'll be playing a partner pair, Gilanra, Caller of Wirewood, and Halana, Kisig Ranger. It is basically my mono green deck that I have played earlier with Rona as the commander, except I just switched these two partner pairs as uncommon commanders. We'll see what happens.
Hey everyone, Jason here for another episode of Upkeep. Today I'm going to be playing Tatyova. This was actually one of the first commander decks I ever built. I pulled it out of a pack and I was like, it looks like value printed on a card. And so I built a deck that just gets as much value out of Tatyova's abilities as I can. Going to be playing a lot of lands, drawing a lot of cards, gaining a lot of life. Let's have some fun.
If you'd like to support Geek and Seek, consider becoming a patron. All patrons also get to join our Discord, where you'll not only be able to hang out and talk Magic, but also have yourself or your deck appear in our upcoming Magic Online and Spell Table series. All right, Preston, you won the dice roll. Start us off.
All right, I will draw my card for turn. Prairie Seed will end the battlefield tap, and I'll pass.
Okay, draw for turn. I'm gonna play Forest, tap it, and play Soul Ring, and pass.
I will draw. I will play this Command Tower. I'll tap for 1. I will play Sensitive Divining Top. I will pass.
Alrighty.
Roll that up.
I will play an Exotic Orchard and pass.
All right, untap, draw. I will put down this Plains. I will tap 2 for the Arcane Signate. And then for free, I'm going to suspend 3 Mox Tantalite.
Oh, okay.
And I will be passing.
Put this on your deck as an upkeep reminder.
Yes.
Play Forest as my land for turn. I'm going to pay 3 for Ronos's Monument. Legendary artifact, green creatures cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature you can focus +2/+2 and gains trample until another turn. And then I'll pay 1 to play Pelt Collector. I pass.
Upkeep draw. I will play Forest. Pass.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw. So I'm going to play an island, and then for a white and blue, I'm going to Faithful Mending. I'm going to gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Uno, dos. I'm going to discard an island and a Seagate Restoration, and pass.
Okay, upkeep, this will go down to 2. Draw my card, play an Island is my land for turn. I am just going to pay 3 for my commander.
Wow.
Vega. 2/2 legendary creature bird spirit with flying. Whenever I cast a spell from anywhere other than my hand, I get to draw a card. And pass.
Play Forest as my land for turn. Pay 2 for Gilanra. 1/2, I can tap it for green. When you spend this mana to cast a spell with converted mana cost 6 or greater, draw a card. And then with Ronos's Monument, I'll give Pelt Collector +2/+2 and trample. Then I'll play Halana, and then that will put a 1/1 counter on Pelt Collector.
No, it won't.
It would be the same because you just gave it the buff.
You just gave it the +2/+2. So now it's a 3/3, and this has the same power.
Whatever. Halana, 3/4 reach. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2 colorless. When you do, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. And just for that, I'm gonna hit Jason for 5.
What did Jason do?
How dare you point out the rules of the game to Steven?
Yeah, how dare you?
Well, I
Why
guess
is
you
it
are the only
5?
other. You all are the only
Explain
other.
Because it gets
player.
+2/+2 twice when I cast 2 creatures from Ronos's Monument.
Oh, see, I didn't hear him say he targeted that for the second cast. No, I'll take 5.
Okay, pass.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to tap for a blue and a green, and I am going to cast Growth Spiral.
Classic.
Draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. I will put this island onto the battlefield. Still, at the end of your upkeep, I'm going to tap for 1, and I'm going to activate the top.
Oh my god.
He's doing stuff.
And then I will move to my turn, untap. I will play this Forest for 1 blue and 1 green, and cast the Kior's Follower. With that, I do believe I will just be passing the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. draw. I'm going to play a Caves of Kolios as my land for the turn, and then for 1/2, I'm going to cast the Talisman of Progress, and then, so I'm going to deal 1 damage to myself, and then 1 damage to myself here, and I'm going to cast the Baleful Strix, 1/1 Flying Death Touch, ETB, draw a card, and I'll pass.
Okay, upkeep. This goes down to 1 counter. Draw my card.
Every time I see that card, I always think that it's just one of the best 2-drops in the game.
It is one of the best 2-drops in the game.
It's really good.
And 2, 3, 4. Mirror Hall Mimic will enter the battlefield as a copy. I'll do the Strix probably.
Okay.
With that, I will be passing.
At the beginning of your end step, Preston, I'm going to tap for 1 green and 1, and I'm going to naturalize the Ronus' Monument.
How very rude.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna cast Ovenwold Hydra.
Oh.
It's only a 3/3 because I only have 3 lands. But I will search for a land, and then it will enter the battlefield tapped.
I don't like it.
So you draw first.
Okay, so whatever this is. I'm
So
gonna get
they're not-
Urza's Tower.
Are you going to assemble Tron?
I just might. And that will put a 1/1 counter on Pelt Collector.
You don't have to attack, you know.
Yeah, but I don't want to, like, not attack. I'm gonna attack Jason for 3.
I will take 3.
That'll be the amount. It's not good when you're playing mono green and you miss a land drop.
Yeah, but you got to tutor for 1, so.
Tap for 3 and play the Weaver of Currents. Then I will tap for 1. I will use the top. I'll put them back like this. And then I am going to tap the top to draw a card and put the top on the top. I will play this island as my land for the turn. That will be it.
All right. So for 2, I'm going to cast the Talisman of Hierarchy, and then for 1 blue white, I'm going to flash back the Faithful Mending, so I'll gain another 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and then it will go to exile. I'm going to discard War Room. What else do I discard? I guess the Arcane Denial. I guess I'll play Barrenmoor as my land for the turn, and then I'm going to leave my Death Toucher as a blocker and pass.
Tap. Upkeep, I will finally be able to cast Mox Tantalite.
Hooray!
And when that happens, I will draw a card for my commander, and I will draw my card for turn. Who needs to get hit?
In Jason's defense, he has the lowest life total, and he's still in setting up. I'm above starting, and Steven has beaters, and he's at starting.
My commander will be... Oh, no, you have
I
a
have
reach.
I have full forward reach.
Well, I will be smacking you for 1 with a Death Toucher.
I mean, I'll take the 1 for that.
Okay, go to my second main. White, 2. Divine Reckoning. Each player chooses a creature they control, destroy the rest.
Well, I'll choose the Baleful Strix.
I'll choose my commander.
I think I get rid of the Kiora's follower.
So which one are you keeping, Steven?
Dang, I need the mana.
Oh, sorry. I got one thing. I guess with that on the stack, I'm going to tap the Kiora's follower to untap the command tower. Then I will
Fair
get
enough.
rid
That's
of
fair.
it.
That's
Sequencing.
Do Evolving Wilds, and I'll pay 2 for Dorothy, Vengeful Victim. It's a 4/4 flyer. When it attacks or blocks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. Disturb 1 white and a blue. Then I will sack the Evolving Wilds to go find a plains and pass.
Draw.
Find a land?
No.
Why is it that you get mana screwed every time you play this deck on the show?
I don't know. There's 39 lands in the deck.
I keep telling you this. Shuffle better.
Yep, that's it. It's a skill issue. 1/2 to play Sylvan Scrying. I'm gonna get.
You really are going to assemble Tron, aren't you?
I don't know.
Quick, somebody counter it.
Though apparently
Power
7
plants.
isn't enough.
Oh wait, no, it goes in my hand. But I'll just go ahead and play for this my life return. I'll go ahead and pay 2 to play Regrowth, and I'll return Sylvan Scrying to my hand.
Let it happen. Let him do it.
And then pay 2 with 1 floating to play Sylvan Scrying again.
Okay, negate.
You're fed.
You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna top deck it.
The
It's gonna be my karma. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
I guess I would just pass.
Untap. I'm going to tap the Weaver of Currents to play the top. I'll use the floating colorless to activate the top. I will do this. I will tap the top, draw a card, and put the top on top. 5. And I will cast Tatyova, Benthic Druid.
No!
Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card. I am going to play this Terramorphic Expanse as my land for the turn.
Oh, wait a minute.
Draw a card.
Hold up.
I'm gonna sacrifice the Terramorphic Expanse to go search for a basic forest onto the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, that will trigger Tatyova, and I will gain 1 life and draw a card.
Yeah, Steven hitting you for 18 damage doesn't feel as bad now that you're starting to do this.
And then I will pass.
Okay. Blue, and 2. I'm gonna cast Teferi, Master of Time. Comes in with
Not
3
a Teferi,
loyalty.
no.
We're gonna go ahead and +1 that.
No, read all of its things. I don't know
Okay,
what it
I
is.
can activate a loyalty ability of Teferi, Master of Time on any player's turn anytime I could cast an instant. +1, loot. -3, target creature I don't control phases out. -10, take 2 extra turns.
We need to get rid of that immediately.
I guess I'll discard an irrigated farmland. I'll play a Shipwreck Marsh as my land for the turn. I think I'm gonna pass.
Draw my card for turn. Plains. I'm gonna go to combat and swing my 4/4 at Teferi.
In response, I'm gonna -3 to make it phase out.
Okay.
That is just as good. You took loyalty off it.
I agree.
I'm not a fan of Teferi, so I'm gonna play it Teferi.
How dare you!
I
You
want
hypocrite!
to point out that's better Teferi.
So I'm going to -3 this my Teferi, and I'll put this from
Wait,
third from
it's
the top.
not fair. I can't play it to fair. I'm playing green.
Third from the top.
Yeah. All right, he's down to 1. It's up to you, Steven.
What if I need the mana?
You can take 1 turn off to hit him in the face. 2 for Carfell Harbinger. It's a 1/3. I can tap it for a blue. I can spend this mana to foretell a card from my hand or cast an instant or sorcery. So I will be passing now.
Steven, on your upkeep, I'm gonna uptick Teferi
yeah,
just to save time.
You could have waited till he swung and made him think that he was going to kill it with 1 damage.
Well, we're here now.
Does it even matter?
I'm gonna discard Solemn Simulacrum.
Can you not buff your creature at all?
No.
I can swing it on my turn and kill him.
I'll play a forest as my land for turn. I'm going to pay 2 to play Road of Return. I'm going to return Ovenwold Hydra to my hand.
It's good.
I'm going to play Ovenwold Hydra again.
And you're gonna go find your last Tron piece.
Draw a card first. Draw a card first.
Yeah, thank you.
He did it. He assembled Tron and Commander.
That's probably the only good thing I'm going to do all this game. Here it is. Where's mine? Oh, it enters tap, doesn't it? Yep. I pass the turn. Ovenwold Hydra's power toughness is 7/7.
Alright, I will untap. I will play this Fabled Passage as my land for turn. I will gain a life and draw a card from Tatyova. I'm going to sacrifice the Fabled Passage.
This is kind of scary.
Simic gonna Simic.
Island onto the battlefield tapped. Because I control 4 or more lands, it will untap. When that land enters the battlefield, that will trigger Tatyova. I will gain a life and draw a card. I'm going to tap the Weaver of Currents. I will replay the top. I will use the floating colorless to activate the top.
While you're figuring that out, I'm gonna uptick Teferi to loot. I'll discard Evolving Wilds.
I'll put these on top like this. I'm going to play the Dungrove Elder, hexproof, and his power and toughness are equal to the number 4 I control, which is 3. So he's a 3/3. To move to combat, and I'm going to swing Tatyova at Teferi, Master of Time.
Okay, in response, I'm gonna pay a life with the Caves of Coleus to add a white. I want a generous gift Tatyova.
We're gonna work together on this.
What?
I have 1 blue and I need 3 colorless mana from you to cast Out of Bounds.
Can I make you a deal?
What?
Can I save that for later and use my counterspell to counter it?
Yeah.
And that, save you a resource, but then we kind of lock in a small little deal here. And
Okay.
that counterspell's not going to come at me.
If you were not going to win the game with whatever you're casting.
You can counter stuff that wins me the game.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
Politics.
So I will tap for 2 blue and 1, and I'm going to cast Thought Collapse. Counter target spell is controller puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard.
Baleful Strix again, Terramorphic Expanse, and Mindstone.
We got the Teferi and the Baleful Strix.
All right, and then Teferi, Master of Time dies. So Steven, do we have a pseudo alliance?
Now, hold on.
I don't. Hold on. I don't. What do you mean pseudo?
Well, they kind of got a little bit of one.
fake.
We don't have an alliance at all. We made 1 deal.
Anything else?
No, sorry, I pass.
Okay, Steven, listen. Do me a favor. Well, actually, I don't know if this. Yeah, I don't want to make this deal with you right now.
Steven, please.
Stephen, please.
Be ready for when I make a deal in 5 turns.
I regret discarding that Evolving Wilds. We're gonna cast Queza, Augur of Agonies. 3/4, whenever I draw a card, target opponent loses a life and I gain a life. And then I guess I'm going to pass the turn.
Yippee!
He has untyped mana.
I like your untapped, man. I think it's cool.
Thanks.
I would agree, but then I'd be lying to your face, and I don't think that's very nice. First, we're gonna uptick Teferi to give me the most amount of options right now. Yeah, I'll go to combat, and I'll swing my 4/4 at Morgan.
I'll take the 4. Just.
At the end of combat, this does get sacrificed. Then I will be tapping 2 for Catalyst Stone. Flashback spells I cost 2 less to cast.
Oh, cool.
And other people's flashbacks cost 2 more.
Good thing I got mine out of the way already.
Good thing I don't have any.
Blue for Wizard class.
Ooh.
For 3, I will disturb Dorothy, Vengeful Victim, into Dorothy's Retribution. It's an aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature has whenever this creature attacks, create a 4/4 white spirit creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the end of combat. If this would go into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. I am casting that from somewhere other than my hand, so I get to draw a card with my commander. I will go to my end step. At the beginning of my next end step, I untap 2 lands and pass.
Alrighty.
You did it. You survived to your next turn, and you now have Tron.
Appreciate you guys.
What are you gonna do with these Tron-made mana?
Something, I don't know. Commands that you play my land after I do this first. I'm gonna play Rampaging Baloths, 6/6 trample.
Alright, fine.
When a land enters the battlefield, create a green, 4/4 green base creature token.
It is 100% worth countering.
Alright, but on principle, I'm gonna make someone pay the 3.
Fine.
Alright, blue.
I'll pay 3.
Alright, I will out of bounds that guy.
Yeah.
Am I gonna be allowed to do anything with my mana?
No.
Don't play such good spells.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna play Grain Sun's Twilight. I'm gonna reveal the top 8 cards of my library. Choose a creature card and or a land card from among them. Put those cards in my hand and the rest of the bottom library in a random order, but if X is 5 or more, which it is. Instead, put the chosen cards onto the battlefield or into your hand and the rest of the bottom library in a random order. We got some good ones there.
Oh, sweet mercy.
So I'll go ahead and take a forest, go on the battlefield. I think I'm just gonna choose Aggressive Mammoth.
So the rest go on the bottom of the random order?
Random order, yep. Do I attack with my 9/9 with Rage and Trample?
Yeah, if you could get rid of his Teferi, that'd be pretty cash money.
Alright,
He has
I'm
3.
gonna attack Teferi with Ultimate Hydra.
I let it die.
Okay. That's the end of my turn.
I will untap. Forest is my land for the turn. That will trigger Tatyova, gain life, and draw a card. I'm going to cast the Amphimutineer.
Ooh.
I'm gonna exile your commander, and you're gonna get a 4/3 blue Salamander Warrior. I'm gonna pay 1 and activate the top.
That's a big lizard.
Amphibian.
I am gonna pass.
For 4, I'm going to cast Shorekai Genesis Engine. I can pay 1 to draw 2, then discard and create a pilot token. It has crew 8, and it could be my commander if I cared. I did used to have a Shorekai deck, and it was broken, so I took it apart. I'll go ahead and pay 1 and do that. So draw 2, then discard 2. That will trigger my commander. Gain 2 life and deal 2 damage to an opponent.
1 damage twice.
Well, yeah, 1 damage twice. I think I'll do Preston.
Okay, what about the other one?
Preston.
Dang it. Thought I could trick him.
I'll discard Body of Knowledge. And then for a blue, I'm going to cast Brainstorm. I draw 3, then put 2 cards from my hand on top of my library in any order. So I'm going to gain 3 life. 2 of it to Preston, 1 of it to Jason.
Stop that.
I think I put him back like this. I want to play an island as my land for turn, and then for 2, I'm going to cast a Felwar Stone, and then I think I'm going to pass.
Are we worried about Morgan yet?
I'm not really worried about anybody right now. I think it's a good old-fashioned standoff. You know, we all got our guns pointed at each other. Just... You have to do it, Preston. Come on.
Wait a minute.
He brought the 50 cal.
I think to start, I'll draw 2 cards. That didn't help. I guess right now it just makes most sense to bring my wizard class all the way up to level 3.
He's a level 3 wizard now.
So now it says whenever I draw a card, I put a +1/+1 counter on target creature I control. I guess we pass.
This is going to be a long one, ain't it?
Just because nobody's really gotten into a position to win yet.
Like things are happening, but things aren't happening. You know what I mean? 4, 5, 6. I'll recast Halana. 5 to play Shamanic Revelation.
Oh.
I'll draw a card for each creature I control, so 4. And then I'll gain 4 life for each creature I control with power 4 or greater. So I'll gain 8 life. And I will draw 4 cards. I'll play Temple of the False God as my land for turn.
Let's
go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna play Gilded Lotus. Pay 1 to play Eldritch Mystic. What artifact or enchantment needs to go?
I mean, if I'm being honest, Shorekai's pretty strong. I would say the top, but he can just put it on top of his library, so that doesn't work. The wizard class is going to make his creatures huge.
Also, that's a pretty good card to get rid of.
I like that. Let's, yeah, I'm gonna hold it back for now. Morgan, I'm gonna attack you with a 10-10 with Trample.
Steven, if you didn't do that, I could have killed Preston on my turn.
Wait a minute.
What?
I take it.
What?
You want me to do a take back counter?
No, don't do a take back
whatever.
counter just to kill a player.
I guess I'll just...
That's totally cheap.
I'll pass the turn.
You should have made that deal before he swung. Forest as my land for the turn. I will gain a life from Tatyova and draw a card. Tap the Weaver of Currents and float a colorless. And I'm going to activate the top. I'm going to put him on top like that. and I'm going to cast Prime Speaker Zagana. Prime Speaker Zagana enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control, which is 5. And then when it enters the battlefield, I draw cards equal to its power. So I'll draw 6 cards. I'm going to play Azusa, Lost but Seeking.
Oh boy.
For my first extra land, I will play this snow-covered forest. That will trigger Tatyova. I will gain a life and draw a card. And then I will play this regular basic forest, gain a life, and draw a card from Tatyova. I will tap for 1. I will play the Soul Ring.
Yeah, and I'm the one who you were going to take out on your turn.
Why were you gonna take out Preston specifically?
Because he's a control deck.
Yeah, and then Simic's doing Simic, so.
No, you're right. No, I understand what's happening right now.
I have one of the best cards in my deck in my hand right now, and it does nothing.
I'm going to use a take back counter because I put down the wrong land. Instead of this forest, I will put down this island, and then I will tap for 2 blue and 2, and I'm going to cast Sleep, targeting you, Steven. Tap all creatures target player controls. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step.
I'm in danger.
I think we're all in danger.
I'm going to swing at you, Steven, just with the Dungrove Elder, so it's just a 6/6. Preston, I'm swinging at you with the Amphimuneer.
I'll trade with the 4/3.
Cool. That is going to be it for my turn.
I can't let Simic win another game.
Simic fights hard for it. By that I mean doing Simic. When I play
Is fighting
Swamp,
hard in the right term?
for one, I'm going to tap Shorakai. I'm going to create another pilot. I'm going to draw 2 cards and discard a card. I'm going to gain 2 life, dealing 2 to Jason. I'm going to discard a snow-covered swamp. Steven, I'm sending 1 at you. Preston, I'm sending 3 at you. Move to end step. Necrologia. I pay X life, draw X cards. I want to pay 33 life.
Oh.
And I'm going to gain that back because of my commander, and I'm going to deal 33 damage to Jason. And I will draw 33 cards.
Jason's face, he's speechless.
I didn't see that coming.
Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out my hand, but I will be passing.
Draw my card. I make my creature 1 bigger.
You figure stuff out, and you figure stuff out. Nobody make any moves for about 30 seconds.
One eternity later.
This is all going to my graveyard. The only thing of note that I feel like morally compelled to tell you about is that I put Echo of Eons in my graveyard.
So you
That's
can flash it back.
Yeah.
It does cost 5 to flash back, though, not 3.
Yes, because of Presence artifact.
So what if you didn't blow up the board, and I left you alone for a turn?
I think I'm just going to let the 2 big kids bully each other and just kind of stay out of it. Well, I'm for sure playing the best card in the format.
You're not funny.
You think I would joke about something so serious? I'll play Vega. I'm just going to let you guys deal with each other.
So you're blowing up the world?
No, 4 for Narset Transcendent. +1, look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, I can reveal it and put it into my hand. -2, whenever I cast my next instant or sorcery spell from my hand this turn, it gains rebound. And -9, I get an emblem with your opponents can't cast non-creature spells. So we will be going to 7.
That is not okay.
Oh, hell yeah. I will be revealing Soul Ring.
Love it. Love to see it.
Mine as well. We'll cast Soul Ring.
Yeah.
And now Morgan's the only one without a soul ring.
Alright, pass.
5 to play Defiler of Vigor. 6/6 trample. As additional cost to cast green permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost a green less to cast if you paid life this way. Whenever you cast a green permanent spell, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. 6/7. I'm gonna play Cultivator Colossus. When I cast a green permanent spell, I'll put a 1/1 counter on each creature I control.
It'd be really amazing in Tatyova right now.
When he enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand into the battlefield tapped. I'll go ahead and do that. If I do, draw a card and repeat the process. I'll draw a card. I'll put a land and draw a card. Land.
Oh, gross.
Draw a card.
Stop it!
You're doing what my deck does. You're doing what my deck does.
Dude, this is lit!
No way!
That's where all your lands went. They
No
were
way!
waiting.
Okay, it stopped.
Okay, yeah, it's.
Oh my god.
Dude, that was so cool. I'll go ahead and pay 3 to play my own Azusa. And then I'll put a
Copycat.
1 counter on each creature I control.
I'd sure love a second place.
I'm done passing.
Well, let's hope this isn't my last turn. Tap this Soul Ring to activate the top. I'll play my first land, which will be this snow-covered forest. I will gain a life from Tatyova and draw a card. I will play my first additional land from Azusa, gain a life, draw a card. I'll use the other floating colorless to activate the top again. I'm going to tap for cast Phyrexian Metamorph.
Oh, no.
And he's going to enter as a copy of Cultivator Colossus.
Oh boy.
Whiff, whiff, whiff.
I'm not gonna whiff. Vine Glimmer Snarl. That's gonna trigger Tatyova. Gain a life. Draw a card. Draw a card from Cultivator Colossus. Play this forest. Trigger Tatyova. Gain a life. Draw a card. Draw a card from Cultivator Colossus.
Let's just hope he mills himself.
Island.
I mean,
Gain a life. Draw
You can
a
always
card.
just choose to not
Draw a
continue.
card from the Colossus.
yeah, that's true. It does say you may.
Forest. Gain a life. Draw a card. Draw a card from Cultivator Colossus. Lotus Field. Sacrifice. I can do this island and this island. Trigger Tatyova. Gain a life. Draw a card. Draw a card off the Cultivator Colossus. Play the Evolving Wilds. Trigger Tatyova. Gain a life. Draw a card. Draw a card off the Cultivator Colossus. Island. Tapped. Gain a life of Tatyova. Draw a card. Draw a card off Cultivator Colossus. Island. Gain a life off Tatyova.
You see why I was trying to kill him?
Draw a card off Cultivator
I couldn't do anything,
Colossus.
Morgan.
Temple of Mystery. Scry 1 when it enters. Put that on the bottom. Gain a life from Tatyova. Draw a card. Draw a card from Cultivator Colossus.
Let's just hope he mills himself.
No more lands.
Wow. It ended.
One eternity later.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't think you're sorry.
You're quicker than when Tommy used the Simic deck, so.
Tap for 2, and I'm going to play this Llanowar Scout. I'm going to tap this forest. I'm going to activate the top. I'll tap for 3 mana, and I will cast Cultivate. Search my library for a forest and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Another forest and put it into my hand. With that draw trigger on the stack, I will activate the top. I will tap for 3, and I will play Thrasta, Tempest Roar. This spell costs 3 less to cast for each other spell cast this turn, which I cast 3, so it costs 9 less. So it's 3 mana. Trample and Haste, trample over planeswalkers. It has hexproof as long as it entered the battlefield this turn. Unfortunately, I don't have another way to put a land onto the battlefield.
Can you shut up?
Yeah, I'll just pass after that.
On your end step, I'm going to pay a black with the Caves of Kolios, and then a blue and a white, and I'm going to Esper Charm to draw 2 cards, so I'll gain 2 life. So I'll deal that 2 damage to you, Jason.
Probably should discard down to hand size. Lower Skill Codal, Leyline of Anticipation, Spring Bloom Druid, Gyre Engineer, Royalesque Apex Hybrid, and Reshape the Earth.
Suspiciously left 2 blue mana up, so
That is a little sus.
for 1, I'm going to cast Soul Ring.
Doesn't resolve.
I'm going to tap the Soul Ring. I'll have 1 floating, but I'll go ahead and tap Shorekai to make this guy draw 2 cards, and I'll discard a card. I'll gain 2, deal 2 to Jason. Okay, so I'm going to play Snow-Covered Plains. I'm going to use the 1 floating I have and add 1 in a black. I'm going to read the bones. I'm going to scry 2, then draw 2. I'm going to deal 2 damage to Jason. That 2 damage I would lose is going to be counteracted by the 2 that my commander would gain me. Okay, so I can't kill Jason this turn.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I'm so mad. I keep mathing wrong.
Morgan!
Is this gonna be 2 games where you lost because you didn't do the math right?
Yes! Oh, I regret casting that Read the Bones. For 4, I'm going to cast the 1 ring. Indestructible. Enters the battlefield. If I cast it, I gain protection from everything until my next turn. At the beginning of my upkeep, I lose a life for each burning counter on it, and I can tap it to put a burning counter on and draw a card.
Son of a turd.
That is the most immediate danger to me because of your commander.
Well, your mom goes to college.
At the beginning of the next turn's upkeep, you'll draw 2 cards, I'll draw a card.
Unfortunately, I have to just go to end step. I'm going to discard an Underground River.
Alright, so first, my land for turn will be a Tranquil Cove. I will gain a whopping 1 life.
Oh, at the beginning of the upkeep.
Oh yeah.
I draw 2?
You draw 2 and I draw 1.
All right, so I'll have myself gain 2 and you lose 2.
Oh, I guess when I drew, I'll put a +1/+1 counter on my commander. My first card of this turn will be Taigam, Ojutai Master. 3/4 legendary creature, human monk. Instant sorcery and dragon spells I control can't be countered. Whenever I cast an instant sorcery spell from my hand, if he attacked this turn, that spell gains rebound. Then I'm going to Narset, +1. Look at the top card. I will not reveal it. Steven, this should give you an opportunity to get him. Mass Diminish. Until my next turn, creatures target player control have base power and toughness 1/1.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
Yeah, I just died. That sucks.
I mean, I just don't have much else to do. I'll make all of Steven's into 1/1s.
I'm not gonna attack him.
Steven, we have an opportunity to take him out of the game.
I will draw a
Just
card.
take him out.
You don't
It's,
have it reach, right?
I have no reach, no.
Okay, well.
So I'll be hitting him in the air for 3. So there. Now you can choose a couple creatures to save.
This is my turn.
Yep.
I have a proposal.
What?
We try to take those 2 out. It's you and me, last 2.
God.
First and second, right here.
I'm gonna pay 3 to play Courser of Crewfix, so that'll put a 1/1 counter on all my creatures. I'll attack you with.
I think it has to be everything.
All right, fine, whatever.
Blocks have been declared.
So you did, right?
Yeah. This dies, this dies, this dies, this dies.
Yeah, because you're still hitting him for 12.
And then I die.
Paying 2, Broken Bond, destroy target artifact or enchantment. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. I don't. So
I think I can let that happen.
that's the end of my turn. I have no cards in my hand.
Okay. When I draw my card for turn, I'm going to gain a life. I'm going to deal.
I mean, if it's 1, it's not the end of the world. But I just saying, like.
I think Preston wins.
That's certainly a take a person could have looking at this board. I don't think that's going to happen, and I know what I have in my hand.
I want to play Field of the Dead as my land for the turn. Since I control 7 or more lands with different names, I will create a zombie token. For 10, I'm going to cast Jin Gataxias. 5/4. At the beginning of my end step, I draw 7 cards, and my opponent's hand sizes are reduced by 7. So I'm going to move to my end step. I'm going to draw 7 cards.
First of all, I
very-
can't read that.
I feel very vindicated right now. Like I was right.
Yeah,
Let
but
me-
you were gonna win.
Is it 4 life?
Listen, it was you or him, and I'm tired of Simic winning.
I will have to discard down to hand size, but that's going to be the end of my turn.
I'm going to draw my card for turn. I'll make my commander one bigger.
Was it an incredible top deck?
No, it was a Glacial Fortress. I'll +1 my
Wow.
Narset.
Actually, if you can't blow up the world, that won't be a bad idea at this point.
I will reveal Scour All Possibilities. I'll put that into my hand. I will cast Scour All Possibilities.
Okay.
I will scry 2 and draw a card. Alright, I have colorless floating, 2 more colorless, another blue for Jace's Sanctum. Enchantment, instant, and sorcery spells that cost 1 less to cast. Whenever I cast an instant or sorcery spell, scry 1. I will flashback Scour of All Possibilities. When I cast that, I will scry 1 first. I love that card, but it doesn't do anything right now.
Did you put another counter on this from when you drew?
Oh no. Thank you. Let me do the draw. Go up to 4. 4, 5. I will cast Lier, Disciple of the Drowned.
Oh.
Spells cannot be countered. Each instant and sorcery card in my graveyard has flashback. Its flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. That is the card that I said is very good in this deck, but it does nothing right now. Go to attacks. Well, I'm for sure hitting you in the air for 6.
Okay.
You don't have any blockers right now, right? That's huge.
I have 2/4.
Alright, I'm just gonna swing my 3/4 at you. They could bounce off each other.
Okay.
Alright. Alright. So now he says whenever I cast an instant or spell from my hand, if he attacks this turn, that spell gains rebound. I'm going to tap for 2 white because it costs 1 less to Fairy's Protection.
Spells can't be countered.
Yep, that happens.
Alright, but before that resolves, I'm first going to scry 1. I will keep that on top. So I will gain protection from everything phases out. And normally it would exile, but because he's there, it gains a rebound, so I will be able to cast this on my next upkeep. This plains will have to be discarded because my hand size is 0 right now. Pass.
Okay. 2 to play your boy. And that'll put a 1/1 counter on all my creatures.
And did you use this?
Yes, I did. So I'll draw a card.
So in response to you drawing, I'm going to pay 1 and a blue to cast Yuta Takashimi, aka the Fairy Mastermind. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, I draw a card. So you still get to draw it. I also get to draw a card.
Okay. Pay 2 when Galt enters the battlefield with Halana.
You do this first.
Yes.
Whatever.
It's not whatever. It's how the.
So I will.
That's how the ability
So I will.
works.
I will
I'm sorry,
gain a
I can't hear you
life,
over your
and
dead
I'll
corpse.
have you lose a life.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll deal 12 damage to your commander.
Can't really stop that. So all right.
You don't want to do Jin Gataxias?
Which one's that one?
The one that's making
The one that's
you
gonna
guys-
discard your
you know
whole
what?
hand at the
Yeah,
end.
Command Z. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna play Cultivate. When the land in this battlefield, because of course our crew fix, I will gain a life. Playing the other forest that I got from Cultivate as my land for turn, which will let me gain another life.
You did promise not to kill me.
Morgan, I'm just gonna hit you with Defiler Vigor. It's a 10/10 with trample.
Well, these pilots aren't doing much for me, so I'll at least have them absorb some of the damage. So that's 3 less I have to take.
Okay, I guess I passed the turn.
Okay.
This game is so weird.
It's a good game.
It's a long one. I'm gonna play a Castle Locked-Wain as my land for the turn. That's going to give me another zombie token from the Field of the Dead. I think I'm gonna pass.
That's a lot on.
So,
Wow,
so
you
they
got-
phase in, then I do untap.
Before we have to worry about Teferi's Pro coming back, for 1 white black, I'm going to Anguish Unmaking Narset. Exile target non-land permanent. I lose 3 life.
Alright.
Are you gonna cast the Teferi's Protection?
I think I might as well just make these two keep messing with each other for now.
You still get to draw, right?
Yeah, I still get my draw.
That's what I thought.
But I won't have any mana to cast it right now. But yeah, everything will phase back out. And my life total still can't change for now. And now Teferi's Protection is actually in exile regularly. It's your turn.
All right, 6. I'm gonna play Oran Reef Hydra.
Okay.
I'll put a 1/1 counter on all my thingies. Tapped Gilanra, so I'll draw a card.
In response, 3/4. When I cast Notion Thief, if an opponent would draw a card except the first one, they would draw each of their draw steps. Instead, that player skips that draw and I draw instead.
Could I possibly go to the bathroom right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
No,
gain a
sit back
life. I'll deal 1 damage to you.
It didn't feel good to do.
No, I bet it felt amazing. Morgan, I'm attacking you with Defiler, Vigor, and Gold.
So how much damage am I looking at?
11 plus 13.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna Teferi's Protection.
I hate
You
that
guys
spell.
suck!
My turn?
Yeah.
All right, my stuff comes back.
That card needs to get banned from Commander.
You literally played it twice.
Draw for turn, I gain a life, Steven loses
Yeah,
life.
but it was fun when I did it.
For 2 blue, I'm going to cast Archmage Emeritus 2/2. Whenever I cast an instant or a sorcery, I draw a card. For 2, I'm going to cycle the defeated pool, discard it to draw a card. I will gain another life and do another one to Steven.
I mean, if we kill Morgan, that gets rid of Notion Thief.
I'll play a Swamp. That will give me another zombie token. I guess I am going to pass the turn.
Okay, everything phases in. 2 to foretell a card. I mean, I think me and Steven are just in agreement that you're a bum. So I'm just gonna.
I do
swing
agree
7
that Morgan is a bum.
7 in the air at Morgan.
I guess I'll block with the Fairy Mastermind.
I'll pass to Steven.
Okay.
Oh, that's a scary card you have on top there.
What's that one?
Kamal.
Can you both stop doing things? I
I'll
want
pay
to
a
win.
green to play Lana War Elves. That'll put a 1/1 counter. And then I'll go ahead and pay 2 with Halana's ability to have Lana War deal 1 damage to Notion Thief.
I forgot about that.
Bye.
I kind of forgot about that too.
Yeah, you did. Bye. Get out of here.
Hang on, I'm thinking.
No, get out. No.
Shut up.
You know what? It happens. It happens.
Good. Get out of here. Morgan, I'm going to attack you with the Filer Vigor, Halana, Gilanra, Elvish Mystic, Golta.
Okay. In response, for 7, I'm going to overload Cyclonic Rift.
How dare you?
In response,
On cast, I will draw a card off of the Archmage Emeritus, and I will gain a life. I will deal 1 damage to Preston.
I'm gonna cast Brainstorm. When I cast an instant or sorcery, I get to scry 1. No, I'll put that to the bottom in case I can find something here. All right, I'll draw 3. Yeah, I'll put them back like that, I think.
Then it resolves?
Yeah.
All right.
So everything goes to our hand. I'm going to pay 1 for Soul Ring. 5 to get the Gilded Lotus back.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
4 to play Halana. I don't like how you look like you're about to tap something.
Nope. Nope.
For some reason, I don't believe you. 5 to play Defiler of Vigor.
With Defiler of Vigor on the stack, pay 3. I'm going to have to take 1 damage off of the Caves of Kolios. I'm going to Void Rend to destroy target non-land permanent. And I will get to draw a card off of the Archmage Emeritus. So I will gain a life and deal 1 damage to you, Steven.
Pay 3 to recast Gilanra, which will, I guess, put 1/1 counter on Defiler of Vigor. Elvish Mystic for the other one. 1/1 counter. 3 to play Courser of Crewfix. 1 counter. And then I'll pay 2 to play Golta again.
Well, I don't feel that much safer.
You stopped it for a turn.
I pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw, gain a life, deal 1 to Steven.
Now are you gonna blow up the world? Because I think now you should probably blow up the world.
I'm playing for second now. I'd rather give Steven the win than Morgan.
Don't give nobody.
I appreciate you saying that.
Where X is equal to 4, I'm going to Damnable Pact. I'm going to lose 4 life, draw 4 cards, which will let me gain 4 life, and then deal 4 to stave. If I had drawn an untapped land, this would have been pretty cash money. Oh, right. Thank you. And I draw a card off of the Archmage, which will gain me another life. And
Surely you're going to
Steven.
play Echo of Eons, right?
Play a Snow-Covered Island, which will give me another zombie token off of the Field of the Dead. Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
For 2, I'm going to cast Thought Vessel. I have no maximum hand size. For 3, I'm going to flashback the Echo of Eons.
Cool, I'll
I
draw
saw
7.
it coming.
You saw it coming? Well, that blows.
On cast.
Oh, on cast, I do draw a card. I guess I could just try again.
You really could, actually.
Let's go to combat first, I guess. I'm going to hit Preston for, what is this, 11? Oh, sweet Mother Teresa on the hood of a Mercedes-Benz. For 3, I'm going to try again.
All right.
Cool. On cast, I get to draw a card,
So
and
with
I'll
it-
gain a life.
So we shuffle our hands and graveyards into our library and draw
Yes.
7. Right. Vega will go back to the command zone.
Jason, just so you get some participation points since you've been dead for a while, you want to cut everyone's decks?
Yeah, man. It's been a while since I got taken out first in a game.
So I will gain 7 life, and I will deal 7 to Steven. I was hoping to draw into actual answers for the board, because Steven's just going to kill me on the crackback. For 2, I'm going to cast an Arcane Signet, and then for 2, I'm going to cast a Talisman of Dominance. And then I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope not to somehow die.
Before my turn, I actually shuffled away my Temple of the False God. I need to find that.
No, you're probably better off
No, he
now.
needs it.
He didn't even notice that he had it in his hand when he shuffled it into his deck. That's how unimportant Temple of the False God is.
7. We'll replay my commander.
It doesn't matter. I'm probably
Red
dead
Tower.
anyways.
3, 4.
Hey! Oh.
Jace's
you're right, you're right.
Sanctum?
My bad, my bad.
We will pass.
Let me untap 100 land here.
Steven's so excited.
I just want to win. The Kokoro, center of the sea, as my land for turn.
Oh, do the thing.
I'll do it when I want. I'll gain a life because of Courser of Crucifix. Pay 2 to play Gaia's Touch. It's an enchantment that says you may put 1 additional land and play during each of your turns, but that land must be a basic forest. You may sacrifice it to add 2 green to your mana pool. I'll go ahead and play a forest as my other land for turn.
What's the biggest thing you have that does not already have trample?
I guess technically Gilanra.
Are you going to use it to attack this turn?
Probably.
All right, I'm just going to make it unblockable this turn.
5.
And when I cast an
6
instant sorcery, I
unblockable.
scry 1.
7. I'm gonna play Verdant Sun's Avatar.
Oh my god.
5/5. When it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Any responses?
No.
Then I'll pay
15, 20.
2 for Leafkin Druid. So then I'll gain 3 life.
Now you're dead.
I'll pay 2 to play Steve. Gain me another life. All right, then I'm going to pay 2 to play Rampant Growth. Search my library for basic. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just sack Steve and go get another basic as well.
You'll gain the 2 life from the Courser of
And I'll
Crucifix.
gain the 2 life from. I'll just go ahead and pay a green to cycle Tranquil to get a new draw.
That's a lot of damage.
8. Go ahead and recast Halana. Morgan, I'm just gonna swing with everything actually.
Okay, so what's the biggest thing that doesn't have trample? Other than this, because this is unblockable.
Technically, Long Worlds.
So I'll block that with my untapped zombie, and then I just have to take the rest and I think I die.
7.
Yep, I'm dead.
You get 1 turn.
Ancient Tom, 2 colorless and a blue. Blessed Reincarnation, I will exile Galta. So exile target creature and opponent controls. That player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until they reveal a creature card, and then they put it onto the battlefield, and it has rebound.
Alright.
When I cast an instant sorcery, I scry 1.
And then these go on the bottom, I assume, in a random order.
1, 2, 3, 4,
You shuffle
5,
the rest
6,
into your
7,
library.
8. It is a 16-16.
I'm gonna pay 2 as Halana enters the battlefield. I'll deal 16 damage to your commander.
Oh my god.
You're a butthole. I'll play 2 for Unblinking Observer. The 2/1. 7. Profound Journey. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. He's back. This also has a rebound. You know, actually, I'm gonna untap these 2 and use the Ancient Tomb and take 2. Pass the turn.
Alright.
I did not scry yet.
Land for turn, gain a life. Another land for turn because the guy is touch. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna.
Swingy, swingy, swingy.
Steven, have you ever heard of the card Settle the Wreckage?
No way, do you?
It's 2 white and 2 generic. It's an instant. Exile all attacking creatures. Their controller goes finds a bunch of basics to put on the battlefield. And I don't have it in hand.
Good game.
Good game.
Good game. Wow.
I wanted to put the fear of God in it for a second.
I knew the second you were saying, I was like, he's bluffing. He doesn't get it.
Well, this was a very long game, but
Oh my
I'm glad
gosh,
it went
was so
long
long.
because everyone kind of got to do their thing, and there were different moments where everyone had the advantage. So tune in next week. We'll be having the after show. We're going to talk a little bit more specifically about our decks, the game, all that Jimmy jazz. So make sure you're subscribed, or if you're a Patreon, you can hop in our Discord. You can probably see that video now. That video is probably done being edited by now. I think that's it. Bye.
Bye.